Did you know that some of the world's biggest celebrities are now taking styling cues from Islamic modesty? And the results are absolutely breathtaking? From red carpets to runways, a quiet revolution is reshaping the way we define glamour. This revolution proves that modest fashion is not a limitation. It's a celebration of elegance, dignity, and individuality. And behind these transformations stand the celebrity stylists who are rewriting the rules of fashion, blending faith with flair and modesty with magnificence. But before diving into their secrets, let's pause to ask a deeper question. What does modesty really mean in Islam? For many, the word still triggers images of shapeless clothes, dull fabrics, and a lack of creativity. In reality, Islamic modesty is far from restrictive. It's about redefining beauty on a higher level. Islam, modesty or haya, is connected to dignity, humility, and respect. The principle is simple. Clothing should cover the body in a way that maintains privacy, but within those boundaries lies endless potential for creativity. In fact, creativity thrives in boundaries. When designers and stylists cannot rely on revealing cuts, they are forced to innovate through fabric, layering, silhouette, and storytelling, and that's where the magic begins. Take a look at Halima Aden, the Somali-American supermodel who became the first hijab-wearing model signed to IMG. When she walked into global fashion spaces styled modestly, she didn't blend into the background. She became the centerpiece. Or consider Sandra Sáenz, the Mexican hijabi makeup artist who signed with a US agency, while unapologetically embracing modest fashion. These women and countless Muslim influencers on TikTok and Instagram have proven that modest fashion isn't just for one community. It resonates with people across cultures and faiths. Together, they've shown that covering up doesn't erase beauty. It redefines beauty with dignity, mystery, and confidence. Picture a Hollywood red carpet. The cameras are flashing, fans are screaming, journalists are hungry for the best look of the night. A celebrity steps out of her car, and instead of the expected daring gown with plunging cuts or thigh-high slits, she glides in a floor-length silk gown, her arms and legs fully covered. And yet, she steals the show. Why? Because mystery is magnetic. Confidence is the ultimate accessory. Modest fashion styled well leaves a mark that no amount of skin exposure ever could. Stylists who embrace modesty understand that they are not just creating outfits. They are curating a philosophy. Their approach is rooted in 4 ideas: covering without dimming, making comfort glamorous, ensuring every piece tells a story, and replacing exposure with drama through bold silhouettes and detailed textures. They believe that modest fashion is not about hiding beauty, but about channeling it differently. And the world is watching. The modest fashion industry today is worth more than $300 billion and continues to grow rapidly. Luxury houses from Dolce & Gabbana to Nike have already entered this space, proving that modest fashion is no longer niche, but global. What makes it so powerful is its timelessness. While revealing trends may come and go, modest style remains dignified across eras. It worked a century ago, it works now, and it will still inspire 100 years from now. So the real question is this: how do these celebrity stylists actually achieve it? How do they transform principles of modesty into red carpet masterpieces that captivate global audiences? What fabrics do they choose? What techniques do they use? And what tricks can everyday people borrow for their own wardrobes? The answers lie ahead. In part 2, we will open the stylist's secret closet and reveal exactly how the perfect modest look is built from the ground up. When it comes to creating the perfect modest look, celebrity stylists understand something the rest of the world is just beginning to realize. Modesty is not about subtraction, it's about multiplication. Instead of focusing on what cannot be worn, the real magic lies in how many different ways an outfit can be built, layered, and styled while staying true to Islamic values. A modest outfit is not a limit, it's a canvas. And the stylist is the artist who knows exactly how to paint it with colors, textures, fabrics, and accessories that make the wearer unforgettable. The first weapon in the stylist's arsenal is fabric. Not all fabrics are created equal, and when it comes to modest fashion, the choice of material can make or break the look. Think about the way silk falls like liquid across the shoulders, or how chiffon adds an ethereal glow without revealing too much. Linen breathes in the summer heat, wool and cashmere wrap like armor in winter, and satin delivers a glow under flashing red carpet lights. Stylists often avoid anything overly clingy or transparent, but instead of calling that a limitation, they transform it into an opportunity to choose fabrics that are structured, flowing, or layered in ways that flatter without exposing. Every stitch becomes a statement, every fold a moment of elegance. Silhouette is the second tool that cannot be ignored. While fast fashion often pushes figure-hugging designs, modest styling flips the narrative. Loose doesn't mean lazy. It means powerful. Long coats with sharp tailoring, wide-leg trousers with high waists, capes that billow like royal gowns. All of these give modest looks a commanding presence. A celebrity walking into a gala styled in a perfectly draped abaya-inspired gown, or in a tailored pantsuit layered with a dramatic cape, doesn't look covered up. She looks unstoppable. The message is clear. When you don't rely on revealing skin, you reveal something deeper. Authority, dignity, and timeless glamour. But perhaps the stylist's greatest trick is layering. Layering is where modest fashion becomes a game of creativity. A simple long dress transforms with a velvet blazer thrown over the shoulders. A pair of trousers paired with a floor-length tunic creates dimension. A sheer kimono over a structured abaya adds movement. In modest fashion, layers are not just about coverage. They are about drama. Each layer adds depth, each layer tells a story, and each layer gives the outfit a versatility that fast, skin-bearing fashion simply cannot replicate. And then comes accessorizing, the art that completes the look. A modest outfit without the right accessories is like a painting without a frame. Hijab styling is one of the most versatile tools in this regard. A neatly wrapped silk scarf in jewel tones instantly elevates an evening gown, while a soft, flowy chiffon hijab in pastel shades brings lightness to a daytime look. Belts create definition without breaking modesty. Jewelry adds sparkle to covered arms and necklines. Footwear, whether pointed heels, sleek boots, or embellished flats, becomes the finishing touch that ties the entire look together. The stylist knows that while modest fashion avoids unnecessary exposure, it never avoids personality. Accessories are where that personality explodes into life. One of the most fascinating aspects of celebrity stylists working with modesty is their ability to adapt the look to any context. A red carpet event demands gowns with couture-level drama, flowing sleeves, and sweeping trains. Casual outing might require oversized cardigans layered over wide-leg jeans with sneakers for comfort. For a music video or magazine shoot, stylists may push boundaries with experimental textures and bold hijab styles, turning modest fashion into an artistic spectacle. Even for sports or travel, Nike's modest swimwear or Adidas performance hijabs prove that modesty doesn't mean compromise, it means innovation. Perhaps the most impressive part of this toolkit is how stylists balance Western fashion trends with Islamic principles. Crop tops are turned into layered pieces by adding tailored jackets or long cardigans. Transparent fabrics are lined with satin slips or layered with opaque coats. Bold cuts are modified with high necklines and long sleeves. The result? Outfits that not only stay within modest guidelines, but often look more elevated than the original trend. Audiences in the USA, and Canada, who may not even be Muslim, are increasingly drawn to these styles because they radiate elegance without being desperate for attention. Every great stylist knows that fashion is not just about clothing, it's about confidence. And confidence is exactly what modest styling delivers. When a celebrity feels comfortable, she carries herself differently. Instead of tugging at straps or worrying about exposure, she glides across the stage, red carpet, or photo shoot with serenity. And that serenity is magnetic. That is why stylists are not only giving their clients modest looks, but also giving them something even more powerful: peace of mind. But here's where it gets even more exciting. If fabrics, silhouettes, layering, and accessories form the foundation of modest styling, then part 3 is about the future. How stylists are pushing boundaries, breaking stereotypes, and redefining what glamour means in the age of modesty. From modest swimwear that has taken over luxury markets to hijabi celebrities headlining global fashion weeks, the story is just getting started. Stop for a moment and imagine this: a global fashion week. The front row packed with Hollywood stars, fashion editors, and influencers live streaming every second. Suddenly, the runway lights dim, music swells, and a model steps onto the stage, not in the expected daring couture gown, but in a floor-length abaya-inspired masterpiece. Her arms are fully covered, her neckline rises high, and yet the gown sparkles with crystals, layers, and a silhouette so dramatic that the crowd gasps. That's when you realize modesty has officially entered the mainstream. This is the future celebrity stylists are helping to build. They are not just adapting trends to fit modest guidelines. They are pushing boundaries so far that modest fashion itself is setting the trend. Once upon a time, people believed modesty was about restriction. Today, it's about revolution. One powerful example comes from modest swimwear. Just a decade ago, the idea of a burkini was mocked or dismissed. Now, luxury designers are experimenting with modest swimwear collections, and celebrities are endorsing them. On beaches in Malibu, Dubai, and Cannes, covered swimwear has become a statement of choice rather than compromise. Stylists saw the need, worked with designers, and transformed what once seemed unfashionable into a bold symbol of confidence. Then there are the hijabi celebrities who have shattered barriers on some of the world's biggest stages. Halima Aden didn't just wear a hijab on magazine covers, she made it couture. Sandra Sayans didn't just represent modest makeup, she made history by signing with a US agency as the first Mexican hijabi artist. These aren't side stories. They're milestones that prove modesty, and mainstream fashion are no longer separate worlds. They've merged, and stylists are the architects of that union. Of course, the journey is not without challenges. Heat in summer can make layers difficult, but stylists solve this with breathable fabrics like linen or bamboo blends. Cultural differences sometimes spark backlash, but that too becomes an opportunity for dialogue. Body confidence can be a struggle, but modesty gives women new ways to feel powerful without relying on exposure. In every challenge, stylists see a chance to innovate, and that's why their work is transforming fashion globally. But beyond fabrics and accessories, what makes modest fashion so powerful is the story it tells. Every modest look carries layers of meaning: faith, identity, heritage, empowerment. For some celebrities, choosing modesty is deeply personal, a way of honoring their spiritual journey. For others, it's political, a declaration that women can be stylish, successful, and respected without sacrificing their dignity. For many, it's cultural pride, bringing traditional aesthetics into modern spaces without apology. Celebrity stylists understand this narrative power, and they weave it into every outfit, turning clothing into a voice. Western audiences, especially in the USA, UK, and Canada, are responding to this shift with fascination. They are realizing that modesty is not about covering beauty, but about redefining beauty. When a celebrity steps onto a red carpet covered in silk, with a flowing cape, jeweled cuffs, and a stunning headpiece, the look doesn't whisper. It roars. It declares that glamour has many forms, and modesty is one of its most powerful. So here's the real secret. The perfect modest look isn't just about what you wear. It's about what you represent. It's about confidence, dignity, and elegance that no camera flash can diminish. It's about walking into a room and commanding respect not by exposure, but by presence. And when stylists create that balance, faith plus fashion, modesty plus mastery, they don't just dress celebrities. They inspire millions watching around the world. And that's where the story comes full circle. The rise of modest styling shows us that true beauty isn't found in bearing everything. True beauty is in choosing who you are, standing proudly in your values and wearing those values with grace. The celebrity stylist's perfect look is not just about fabric or accessories. It's about freedom. The freedom to be fashionable and faithful at the same time. So the next time you see a celebrity stealing the show in a gown that's fully covered yet absolutely unforgettable, remember this: modesty isn't the end of glamour. It's the beginning of a new kind of glamour, one that doesn't fade with trends but grows stronger with time.